Hey guys, how you doing today? This is D. Durrell with D. Durrell Life Solutions. I'm going to get right into it. This is a topic that I've been thinking about, particularly as I went home. I talked to you all on my other channel and this channel about me taking off and so forth. So let's get right into it. So what I want to discuss is the PPP loan fraud in the black community. The high rate of PPP loan fraud in our community. What I'm going to say is, and I'm not snitching, but the fraud that has gone on, it seems like people are in some way exposing the fraud that goes on in our community. But other communities are equally as well committing PPP fraud also, PPP loan fraud also. It's going on in every community. It just so happens, for some reason in social media, you only see people talking about people in certain fields and entertainment and other businesses, small businesses, who are committing these crimes of alleging that they have in businesses or the misusage of the PPP loans. And I'm going to say, at this point for me, I'm looking at it from multiple perspectives. I'm not just looking at it from the perspective of the people who think that people are stealing from the federal government, but I'm also looking at it from a business standpoint. I'm also looking at it from a governmental standpoint. And what has disturbed me is that what I have noticed is that the number of people who are committing fraud with PPP loans is they have understood that there's a $20,000 ceiling that eludes you from having to do extra transparency as far as your financials. And anything over that $20,000, you have to start showing more documentation to get more money. That seems to be the cutoff. Now, what I'm going to say is that most of the PPP loan fraud that I have seen and witnessed and know for people who are allegedly doing these acts, $20,000 seems to be the cutoff. Almost every time in which I can tell somebody's committing PPP loan fraud is if they say they're getting $20,000 and they're going through someone else who has educated themselves on how to obtain these loans, and they're giving that person somewhere between $3,000 to $5,000 for doing the legwork for them. And the person who's doing the legwork is probably the person that exposed them to how to pretend they have a business, or if you have a business, how to go through the process in order to get the loan in the first place. Now, it's really not a loan. It's not a true loan, to be honest with you, because with the PPP loans, if you use 75% or more, you don't have to pay it back. So it's technically a forgivable loan. It's probably a forgivable loan, or you can just say it's a glorified grant in a sense. But what I'm going to say, as a business person who did receive PPP loans, and so forth, which I had to basically, because of the size of my company, I had a great deal of things that I had to do in order to get the loan. Matter of fact, I have the second distribution of PPP loans I've actually applied for probably 3 months ago. And matter of fact, I just received, no, it's probably longer than, it was back in February, March, I think. And I've been getting monthly updates, and I think I won't get the second distribution until maybe 10 days from now, if that. And then there's a deadline. And there's also other sources of funding. There's also a $10,000 grant. Now, my thing is this: as a community, the government is giving you access to money that the black community has never seen. If you're someone that's trying to own a business, and this is the easiest that I have ever in my lifetime is owning a business. This is the easiest, the simplest way of obtaining money from the government that I have ever experienced in my life. As a person who has attempted to get SBA loans in the past, I actually attempted twice. One with my partners, and we had some credit issues at the time. And then a second time, I didn't complete the due diligence because I had other things going on, and I decided to opt out of doing it. Now, the third time, I actually had an SBA loan, a very sizable SBA loan. And I received that SBA loan in about 2 weeks. That was the simplest that I ever obtained an SBA loan. Now, I did receive assistance because I went through a financial institution to do so, but I still had to do all the paperwork and so forth, come up with all the documentation, and it was seamless. And also, for those that want to know, if you want an increase in an SBA loan, you can obtain an increase up to $5,000. You can max out at $5,000. You have to do some more. You have to show your last 3 months of bank statements and some other financial documents, and you can obtain that. So, my question to the black community: take advantage of these grants and these loans that the government is giving. Take advantage of the SBA loans. Take advantage of the PPP loan, the CARES Act, because once this is over with, you're probably not going to see in your lifetime the government giving away money, not necessarily giving money away, but allowing you to gain access to this type of capital again. And to me, this should be a opportunity that the black community should not overlook, and use those funds to increase entrepreneurship in our country. Meaning, I should see an increase in black ownership due to these funds. Even for those that have a small business and have that access, this is an opportunity to improve your business, grow your business, improve your bottom line. Please stop wasting your money that you're getting from the government, buying things you don't need, and buying it through your business and using that as a tax write-off, or using that as a means to validate that you spent over 75% of the capital that the government gave you. See, when they show that our folks are doing this, it shows a lack of business acumen. It shows a lack of financial literacy. And this is one of the reasons that as we have a poor business culture in our community. You're not seeing this from other communities. Not to say they're not doing it. I know they're doing it. I know there are people of other communities and corporations getting tons of money that they're not. But for us, we don't have the luxury to make mistakes with these opportunities. And so for those who end up having to deal with criminal issues and so forth, or other government sanctions or whatever they may apply to you or punish you with, or whatever you're going to be implicated with, that's on you. You failed to do your due diligence. Take advantage of the funds and do the right thing. So this is D. Durrell Life Solutions. Have a great day.